You're a B2B consultant or executive coach. You have served your first, second, third, fourth, fifth, 50th client, and you're looking for a way to give yourself some personal leverage and also grow the business. And you could get some of your time back if you didn't have to deal with scope creep. The question of the day is, how do you deal with scope creep, especially when you have a long-standing relationship with a client? Here's my answer. Tell them no. Tell them no in advance. Let me explain. My wife went to a Mexican restaurant some time ago, and at the restaurant, they were giving out tokens. I don't know if you can read this, but this says one taco. So one taco, one taco. They were giving out free tacos, and they gave you some tokens in order to get your tacos. So if I have 2 tokens, how many tacos do I get? 2. What if I want 4 tacos? What if I want 7 tacos? I only got 2 tokens. 2 tokens, 2 tacos. So what this mechanic does is it tells me as a customer of theirs what the scope is of the arrangement. If I want more tacos, I got to find a way to get more tokens. Otherwise, this is it. Now, let me tell you where I learned this in my life. There is an agency I used to work with. I was a contractor with this agency, and this was a really large project in the $20 millions that we were working on. And there were a lot of moving parts in this project, and the agency I worked with was the lead agency. So all the details came to us, and our job was to organize those details. And the client would come to the agency and make additional asks. You know, this big project had 10 parts, and then he would add an 11th part, and then he would add a 12th part, and he would add a 13th part. And I watched the agency try to fold in the 11th and then fold in a 12th where only 10 were available. And it got down to some really uncomfortable moments. There were some things we were trying to do, but the resources were already spent. We needed to have 4 people go over here and do this task, but 3 of them were already assigned to the thing that the client asked for. We needed people to go over here and spend $10,000 to make this event work, but that money was already earmarked for something else that the client had just added to our to-do list. And every time we would go into a meeting with that client, we would come back with even more things to do. In this situation, I wasn't the boss. I didn't control anything. All I could do was just follow instructions. But I saw how this was functioning, and I said, this is not how you do it. To be clear, this was a big client on a big project. Lots of opportunity here. But at some point, there was so much stress on the system due to scope creep that it made it hard for the agency, us, to do other things. So back to my tokens. In that situation, that project needed bounds. How many tokens are we being allowed here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 36. How many tokens are we allowing? When are those tokens up? Because if we start giving tacos to people who don't have tokens, we're going to run out of tacos for the people who do have tokens. We only have so much bandwidth to execute on the requests. We've got to get more control over what those requests are. If you want to scale, if you want to get your time back, you've got to build a better process around understanding, planning for, and responding to scope creep. And sometimes you just simply have to say no because that's fairest for all stakeholders. Now, here's what's weird. As you do this better, as you get better at setting boundaries and establishing these guardrails, clients respect you more. They begin to let you behind the curtain of their situation even more. And they begin to ask you which one of these projects you want to help with, work on, and solve for, given your expertise and perspective. How do you create and maximize those opportunities? These are the deepest level of client relationships. And there's a video on that for you right here. These are the kind of projects that nobody talks about. Your client wouldn't even bring them up unless they knew they were surrounded by a trusted advisory support system. Real clients want real help. And if you will stand up tall enough and present yourself like a trusted advisor, they will invite you into that role and keep you close. This video about the deepest relationships is the one you want to watch next. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.